We're almost at the halfway mark of the Eastern Football League season. Clubs are back ready and refreshed, and so are we on EFL TV. All thanks to Ferntree, Gully, Holden and HSV, where driving and local footy means a great deal. Yes, after a week off, all the Eastern Football League clubs, bar two, are ready to go for another crack at 2013. They're all nice and refreshed, and so is this man, Peter Baird, who joins us again on EFL TV. Frosty, we've had a look at the games just off air beforehand. There are some absolute rippers this upcoming weekend.
Oh, there is. There was a ripper last weekend we saw on Queen's birthday, the standalone game between Baldwin and Noble Park. But you have a look at the fixture this weekend in Division 1 in particular, and some of the games there just absolutely whet the appetite. I mean, we're going to find out probably who's going to be facing the bullet of relegation in Division 1 between East Burwood and Scoresby. Then you look at, we'll probably learn a lot about how good Roval are. Are they the genuine contender to play finals? They come up against a really good side in Norwood.
Well, let's rewind back to last weekend, and it was a fantastic crowd out there at Baldwin and Noble Park game at the Pat Wright Senior Oval, with the Tigers in the end getting over the line by 8 points. But it probably wasn't a high-scoring, free-flowing skill galore, but it was just a tight contest where the crowd had provided a great atmosphere. It was just a fantastic contest to be at and a great atmosphere to be part of.
It was, and they probably showed both those teams why they are 1 and 2 in Division 1. Noble Park really took it up to Baldwin. Baldwin were challenged, probably for the first time we've seen since the start of the finals campaign last year. They were really behind the 8 ball at the 20-minute mark of the final quarter there. Noble Park had got their noses in front and looked the goods. Baldwin dug deep, though. They found a way to win. Daniel Donati put it on his men at three-quarter time and said, look, this is going to be the biggest challenge you'll face during the home and away season, perhaps the biggest challenge you've faced so far this year. And they rose and met that challenge, and they deserved the win. They're probably the cleaner, more polished side on the day.
Wright comes through. Can he get a clean possession away? Scalzo out of nowhere kicks the goal. The crowd will tell the story. Barker's kick's on its way. It's through. Luke Barker kicks the goal, and he gives it to the Social Club. Kick from Trickery towards the top of the goal square. Barker's one-on-one. Oh, what a mark, Luke Barker. It's just pure strength against Tim Kelly. This will really hurt the Bulls. For goal number 5, Luke Barker kicks the goal. And the double fist pump as well from Barker.
A huge weekend in Division 2, Frosty, as we have a look at the ladder. 4 out of the 5 games this weekend will have a big bearing on how teams finish towards the end of the 2013 season. Donvale and Mooroolbark, Upper Ferntree Gully and Mulgrave, and the Waverley Blues and Doncaster East are 3 of those games. Some huge ramifications for the losers and some big pluses for the winners.
Well, you've probably got 3 clearly really good sides in Division 3 at the moment. You've got Montrose, North Ringwood and Croydon. Then there's going to be a bit of a battle for that 4th spot at the moment. And those 2 teams that are right in the limelight of that battle at the moment are Donvale and Mooroolbark. And they're going to meet this weekend. One of those teams is going to get the upper hand and be in position A heading into the finals, as you'd like to call it, Ben. So they're going to be right in that box seat. So that game is absolutely huge. You look at the other games, Upper Ferntree Gully taking on Mulgrave. Upper Gully, they've been disappointing, but so have Mulgrave in a lot of games. So if Upper Gully can pinch that win, it really opens up that relegation race again. Perhaps it might not be Upper Gully, it might be Mulgrave that are in that firing line. And then you look at the other game you were talking about then, where you've got the Waverley Blues facing Doncaster East. One of these teams will get left behind in that relegation battle. The other team, if they bring their A game every week, could find themselves challenging for a final spot. It all hinges on this weekend, though.
And it would be remiss of us not to mention the Croydon and North Ringwood game. The reason we haven't is because Braden Ingram is all over on EFL TV this week. He headed out to Croydon training on Tuesday night and had a chat with the coach of the Croydon Football Club, Paul Newlands.
Thanks, Ben. Paul, 6 games, 2 losses. Take that at the start of the year?
Oh, by all means, yeah. You know, you sort of look at where you're going to be at mid-year come the break and, you know, take 6 and 2 every day of the week. I was hoping for sort of the 5 and 3, but nah, take 6 and 2 for sure.
And the 2 losses came against Mooroolbark and Montrose, and you said at the start of the season they were the 2 teams to watch out for, and they were going to be top 2. Do you add North Ringwood to that group now?
Oh, definitely. I mean, this week is a big week for the Croydon Footy Club. You know, coming up against who we're equal second on the ladder with. I still believe the Mooroolbark game we should have won. The Montrose game, yeah, they're a quality outfit, especially at their ground, but looking forward to getting them on our ground as well.
And would you agree this is a pivotal game that really shapes your season?
Oh, definitely, by all means. If we can win this week and come up against the sides that we believe we should win, in the coming weeks, tick this one this week, we should be all right.
And a big opportunity at home this week. What weaknesses of theirs do you think are exploitable?
Oh, geez, it's a tough call. I mean, I've only seen them on the tape, a couple of their games. They've got some quality players. They've played a lot of big games over the last 3 years. So, we're not going into this half-hearted. This is going to be a full-blooded, red-hot contest. So, looking forward to it.
Anyone you've already identified that must be stopped if you're going to win?
Obviously, Hill's huge. Key forward for them. Van Unen goes very well. They've got a couple of mids that we need to watch. But as a whole, that team, they're a quality effort. So we need to be on our game.
And what's the one element of your game that you feel was just working sensationally this season?
I think just the way the boys have come together this season. There's a lot, as we've spoken about in the past, there's a lot of new players there. They've all gelled really, really well, but they seem to be hitting the contest well. They're listening to what we're trying to tell them. It's all brand new game plans for them and all that sort of stuff. So as a whole, I think the group's going really well across the board.
Which player, young or old, has impressed you the most this season so far?
I think, there's Blackie who's come back this year. He's a Croydon boy. He had a back operation. He's come back this season. He's playing, some great football up forward for us. There's Bolts who's come across from Knox. He's doing really, really well as well. But overall, I mean, it's been fairly even over the last few weeks. We've had a lot of contributors, which is, the most pleasing thing. We're not relying on, 2 or 3, 4 blokes to do it each week. So, yeah.
Well, Paul, huge game this week against North Ringwood. Big chance for you to get up and really push against those top sides like Montrose and Mooroolbark you mentioned. So good luck. Going to be a sensational game.
No worries. Thanks, Braden. Thanks for your time.
Not happy, Jan!
Yes, not happy, Jan. Just thought that I would have a look at this week's fixture and see what game I'd like to go out and have a look at. And then, wham! Only one game across all 4 divisions this weekend. Ben!
Yes.
Benny!
Yes, Ray.
What the hell is going on down at Scoresby Road headquarters?
Why do you say?
One game, 4 divisions, doesn't add up, even to an old guy who failed maths at school. Surely they could have fixed it in one game for each division. Some of us might even have to go and watch some of that AFL crap.
Ooh.
Or maybe I'll have to use my free pensioner weekend travel card and go to Saturday afternoon bingo at the Senior Citizens Club. Sounds good to me. Don't get me wrong, Noble Park and Baldwin is always a great game, but I look at it as bureaucracy once again telling us what we have to do and where we have to go. I much more prefer freedom of choice. But then what would an old codger like me know about anything anyway? On its own, number 6, 2 fat ducks, 22. Key to the door. Not happy, Jan.
Let's have a look at the Division 3 ladder, Peter Baird, as we turn our attention to the top of the ladder. It's Doncaster taking on Mitcham, 1 versus 2 out there at JJ Tully Drive.
What a huge game. You've got the pace setter this year in Mitcham. They've been fantastic. After playing finals last year, they've gone that one step further. They've recruited well, but they're coming up against a Doncaster team who come down from Division 2. They've taken all before them this year. They've only had the couple losses so far, and they'll be looking to go tiger hunting on the weekend because this is a huge game for them. It really is the 2 best teams in Division 2 at the moment, Division 3 at the moment, going head to head. It's going to be an absolute ripper out there at Shram's Reserve.
Yeah, it certainly will be. And our man Braden Ingram headed out to Walker Park on Tuesday night. Frosty went out to the MCG, the Eastern Football League, I probably should call it, to see what the atmosphere is like and what the feeling is amongst the playing group heading up to the big game against Doncaster this weekend.
Thanks, Ben. Out here on a lovely night at Walker Park. It's a brilliant service, as we know. And out here with one of the stars of the Mitcham side, Stephen Pimm. Stevie, 7 wins, 1 loss. Very nice start of the season. I don't want to dwell on it, but the 1 loss against the Basin, I saw that game, and I reckon that's probably the game that you probably take the most out of. You only just lost, and I think you really took a lot of positives out of that game.
Yeah, definitely, especially the way we finished off the game. We really worked on our fitness over the pre-season, so we're really finishing off games, and we really like it.
And the big win, I think, that probably shook up Division 3 was the one against Wanturna South. Probably not favourites in that game, and you really came over again strong and won the game. For those that didn't see, what do you feel was a driving factor for the win?
Just the hunger, like the way the boys missed out or went out in the finals last year, it really hurt, really cut them deep. So, they've got a real hunger this season. They don't want to go out like that again. They want to go an extra step. So, that's a real big drive for us this year.
And plenty of goals this season for yourself. I imagine the delivery's been really good down there. That must be something you're really enjoying.
Yeah, it's been great, and obviously having Chrissy Hogle come across as well, been handy, and we got Turks as well running around, Johnny Pignataro, so there's plenty of options up there for us as well. So if one of us is getting well held, which is going to happen each week, there's plenty of other guys, and obviously our mids as well. The way they deliver the footy to us is absolutely fantastic, and they're very quick at it, and they don't mind kicking a goal themselves, the boys.
And if there was ever a mouth-watering clash, it'd certainly be this weekend against Doncaster away from home. You win this, you've got an 8-point gap on everyone else. This is a pivotal game. How are the boys feeling going into it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a buzz around the joint. They're really looking forward to the challenge. Obviously, Doncaster, we know they're pretty fit and strong. I've heard from other opposition sides in Baronia, and the boys have fed me some details about them. But yeah, the boys are really excited about the challenge, and win, lose or draw, we're going to give it our all anyway.
Now, I've saved this one to last. Nathan Thompson, who do you think he's going to go to this week if he plays? Because he's a big man. Although they can kick goals without him, shut him down, and it's a big way to victory.
I think Warney might go to him, but we've got 3 options that can go play on Tomo. So obviously, I'll say Warney for now. Yep.
Well, Stevie Pimm, thanks so much for joining us here on EFL TV. Can't wait for this weekend. Going to be a cracking game.
Beauty. Thanks, mate.
Big afternoon in Division 4 this Saturday, Frosty, as we have a look at the Division 4 ladder. 2 big games, Sylvan hosting Kilsyth. Big day for both of those Cats. And, of course, Coldstream hosting Forest Hill. A 3-umpired game, that one, Coldstream versus Forest Hill. Michael Vozzo told me during the week. But the big one that we're all talking about, and quite rightly so, the battle of the undefeateds in Division 4 is South Belgrave and Ferntree Gully. One of these teams will lose their first game for 2013. Which team will remain undefeated, though?
It's going to be a ripper contest. You've got 2 different contrasting styles of play. You've got Ferntree Gully, who like to run and spread and really move the ball really quickly, and you've got the bigger-bodied South Belgrave team, the team that everyone thought would be unchallenged this year in Division 4. But Ferntree Gully, they've made a big challenge already. One of these teams, as you said, is going to go away with their unbeaten record intact. The other's going to be licking their wounds as they head away from Mount Morton Road there. It's going to be a huge game. The Colby Cup up for offer, but I believe there could even be a bigger event up there at South Belgrave Recreation Reserve.
Yeah, it's a very large day, being called Black Caviar Day, a celebration of the unbeaten mare who retired, of course, earlier on this season. South Belgrave, as you saw just then, will be wearing their special salmon and black jumpers. So it'll be certainly a sea of salmon and black on the weekend. So it should be a fantastic event. Let's quickly have a look at last week's winner for the EFL TV Play of the Week. 3 awesome nominations in the end, but this hanger was the favourite amongst the people last weekend. And Frosty, we continue our search for the best haircut in the Eastern Football League, and we head out this week to Blackburn. And we find Stuart Johns, who's been going around with this ordinary haircut for quite some time.
Yeah, have a look at that. The old mullet. The only mullet I want to see is wearing the purple and gold of Vermont Footy Club in Division 1.
Before we wrap up on EFL TV, Frosty, we can't go without mentioning a magnificent effort by our EFL Junior Interleague teams on the weekend. Well, throughout the 3-round Robin Carnival, 3 of our 4 teams will be playing grand finals over the next 2 weeks. On the 22nd, our Division 1 sides will be playing at Trevor Barker Oval, and then our 14-2s will be playing on the 29th of June at the same venue. A magnificent effort by our sides, and congratulations to Rod Caldwell and the team out there. It's always nice to get some success in it amongst our juniors.
Oh, fantastic. I caught up with some of the young men a few weeks ago. They're fantastic players and just shows the depth and the future of the Eastern Football League. It looks so promising in the years to come.
And the promising round of senior action certainly has us licking our lips here on EFL TV. No doubt about that, Frosty. Big weekend, and we're looking forward to getting out to South Belgrave for the radio game. South Belgrave taking on Ferntree Gully in Division 4, a battle of the undefeateds. 98.1 FM or EFL.org.au. Pete, thanks for your work and look forward to catching up with you next week.
I'll be back here, mate. Don't worry about that.
See you next week.